Falcons, Nadozie win big. Fenerbahce to battle Gala for Lukman. Entertainment. Taye Ariko demands 100 million naira from him over alleged unsaid activities. News in detail. Kwara Kebbi abductions. FG blames US as kidnap outrage spreads. The federal government on Wednesday blamed the renewed terror attacks, including the abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi and the assault on worshippers in Eruku, Kwara State, on recent remarks by United States as public anger over the incident spread nationwide. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said Trump's posts alleging Christian genocide in Nigeria and threatening to deploy US troops had inadvertently emboldened opportunist violence groups now seeking to justify attacks on soft targets. Recent pronouncements from the United States have inadvertently emboldened opportunistic violence groups seeking to exploit international narratives and make bold statements by attacking soft targets, Akume said on Wednesday. Addressing the evolution of violent extremism, banditry and ongoing security challenges in the country, the SGF added, before this statement, insurgency structures had been significantly degraded and reduced to isolated banditry. This resurgence underscores the vital need for collaboration, not public labeling, between Nigeria and the United States. U.S. Congressman meets Ribadu, others, says religious violence must stop. U.S. Congressman Willie M. Murray met with a senior Nigerian delegation led by National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu to discuss the alleged escalating persecution of Christians and the growing threat of terrorism in Nigeria. The discussion, described by Murray as frank, honest, and productive, focused on counter-terrorism, security assistance, and protection of vulnerable communities across Nigeria. The U.S. lawmaker disclosed this in a short statement he shared on X on Wednesday night, noting that the high-level meeting took place in Washington, D.C. The Nigerian delegation included top officials such as Her Excellency Bianca Ojukwu, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, Inspector General of Police Chief Lateef Olasukomi Fagbemi, San Attorney General of the Federation General Olufemi Olatubosu Oluyede, Chief of Defense Staff and Lieutenant General EAP Ondiendeye, Chief of Defense Intelligence, among others, the release noted. Terrorism. Police tighten Southeast security as Kanu knows fate today. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, will today know his fate in the prolonged legal battle with the federal government. The court, presided over by Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja, is expected to rule on a series of applications filed by both Kanu and the federal government, including a request by the High Court leader challenging the competence of the charges against him and seeking his release on the grounds of alleged unlawful detention and infringement of his fundamental rights. Kanu has been in custody of the Department of State Services since June 2021, following his controversial interception and return to Nigeria from Kenya, in circumstances his lawyers describe as extraordinary rendition. He is facing 7 terrorism-related charges bordering on alleged incitement, running an unlawful group, and acts threatening national security, allegations he vehemently denies. ISWAP leader jailed 20 years. Anti-terrorist trial begins January. The Federal High Court in Abuja has sentenced Hussaini Ismaila, a leader of the Islamic State West African province, to 20 years in prison for terrorism-related offenses. Justice Emeka Nwite delivered the judgment on Tuesday after Ismaila, also known as Mai Tangaran, changed his plea from not guilty to guilty on 4 counts filed under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Ismaila was accused of orchestrating coordinated attacks on police formations in Kano State in 2012. He was said to have attacked the police headquarters in Bompai, the mobile police base on Kabuka Road, Farm Central Police Station, and Angwa Uka Police Station, during which multiple people were injured. He was arrested on August 2017 at Samia Baba Village in Gezawa local government area of Kano State. The trial experienced delays due to interlocutory appeals and the trial within trial to determine the voluntariness of his extrajudicial statements. Government eyes 1.49 trillion naira electricity export revenue. The federal government is projecting nearly 1 billion naira in annual revenue from electricity exports to 15 West African countries under the Economic Community of West African States sub-region from June 2026. The earnings are based on what a full 600 megawatts export capacity is capable of generating at the prevailing regional tariff, as Nigeria pushes towards full participation in the West African power market following a landmark grid synchronization exercise carried out this month. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, hinted at the new revenue stream at a press conference on Wednesday in Abuja, where he announced that Nigeria successfully conducted a grid synchronization test with 15 West African countries for 4 hours on November 8, 2025. He said the development positions Nigeria to fully exploit its strategic role as a regional power hub under the West African power pool, especially as generation companies ramp up compliance with free governor control, and operational discipline crucial to regional grid stability. Sports. Morocco shines at 2025 CAF Awards as Super Falcons Nadozie win big. Moroccan football made an emphatic statement at the CAF Awards 2025 in Rabat as defender Achraf Hakimi was named African Player of the Year, becoming the first defender to win in 52 years. His achievements carved a dominant Moroccan performance after back-to-back near misses in 2023 and 2024 when Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman edged him out. 27-year-old Achraf Hakimi has at least risen to the summit, securing Africa's highest individual football accolade. His triumph ends Morocco's long wait for the honor, making him the nation's first winner since Mustafa Hadji in 1998, and places him among the very few defenders to have claimed the award in its modern era. Meanwhile, Gisland Chabak was awarded Women's Player of the Year, while Yasin Bono took home the Men's Goalkeeper of the Year honor. Nigeria Super Falcons won the Women's Team of the Year. Brighton's goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie won the Goalkeeper of the Year for the 3rd consecutive time. Fenerbahce to battle Gala for Lookman. Two of Turkey's biggest clubs, Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, are preparing for a fierce January transfer window showdown as they intensify efforts to sign Nigeria international Ademola Lookman. Lookman's relationship with Atlanta has deteriorated sharply in recent months, and the 28-year-old winger, one of Serie A standout performers last season, has found himself increasingly frustrated in Bergamo after Atlanta blocked a move to Inter Milan in the summer. Inter offered €45 million, but Atlanta insisted on €50 million, a stance that reportedly angered the player. Tensions rose further when Lookman briefly walked out of training and left the club's facility before later returning to the squad. Reports in both Italy and Turkey suggest Galatasaray and Fenerbahce have stepped up to their interests. Galatasaray view Lookman as a marquee addition who would link up with Super Eagles teammate Victor Osimhen, while Fenerbahce had monitored him for months and even submitted an offer shortly after Italy's summit transfer window closed, a bid Atlanta rejected immediately. Nigeria climbed to 38 in new FIFA rankings. Nigeria has risen 3 places to 38 in the latest FIFA Men's World Ranking announced on Wednesday, following a month in which the Super Eagles played 2 competitive fixtures. The ranking update, which covered 149 national team outings worldwide since the previous release, reflects Nigeria's 4-1 victory over Gabon and the 1-1 draw with the DR Congo that ended in the 4-3 penalty defeat in the African playoff. Despite the heartbreak of missing out on the 2026 World Cup, those results were sufficient to nudge the Super Eagles up the table. Nigeria's new points total stands at 1,502.46. That places the country 5th among African nations, behind Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, and Algeria. Morocco remains Africa's top side in the world rankings on 1,713.12 points. Senegal sits 19th with 1,648.07 points. Egypt at 34th on 1,520.68, and Algeria occupies 35th on 1,516.37. A closer look at the continental picture shows how tightly packed the teams around Nigeria are. Entertainment. Taye Arimoro demands 100 million naira from Peggy Ovire over alleged on-set assault. Actor Taye Arimoro has threatened legal action against his colleague, Peggy Ovire, demanding a public apology and 100 million naira compensation over an alleged assault on a movie set. The incident reportedly occurred when Taye attempted to leave the set after his contracted working hours had expired, but Peggy's team allegedly blocked his car and deflated the tires. Taye shared a viral video showing his injuries, including bleeding gums and lips, and accused Peggy and her crew of physical assault. However, Peggy denied these allegations, claiming Taye was the aggressor and assaulted two crew members, including a driver, who suffered ear bleeding. A CCTV footage later surfaced, appearing to contradict Peggy's account, showing her removing wig and preparing to engage in a fight with Taye. Taye's lawyers argue that his rights to personal liberty, movement, and dignity were breached, and is seeking damages for emotional trauma, psychological stress, and loss of earnings. Recap of the major headlines. Kwara, Kebbi abductions. FG blames US as kidnap outrage spreads. US Congressman meets Ribadu, others say religious violence must stop. Terrorism. Police tighten Southeast security as Kano knows fate today. ISWAP leader jailed 20 years and terrorist trial begins January. Sports. Morocco shines at 2025 CAF Award as Super Falcons Nadozie win big. Fenerbahce to battle Gala for Lukman. Entertainment. Taye Arimoro demands 100 million naira from Peggy Ovire over alleged on-set assault. Follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_radio. For news reports, contact us at ifakoradio@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 091 2222 7433. Special thanks to the news producer Olanireti. Thanks for watching. I'm Olanireti Ololade. Have a lovely day. God bless Ifako Jai.
Looking for reliable brand for import and export, logistics and cargo services, ticket booking, or general merchandising? At Divine and Grace Enterprises, they specialize in seamless global trade, efficient cargo handling, top-notch travel support, and trusted merchant services. Whether it's getting your goods across borders, booking a flight, or managing cargo with precision, they deliver with speed, reliability, and care. You can visit them at Nako Export Warehouse, International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State. You can contact them on 0803-406-1483, 0817-287-4375, or email it divineandgraceenterprises@gmail.com. Divine and Grace Enterprise, your reliable brand for logistics and merchandise.